Hello, and welcome to this AQA A-Level Business revision video focusing on 3.1.1, the nature and purpose of business. In this video, we're going to focus in on mission statements and corporate objectives. These are key concepts, especially when we move into year 13 and the final exams. A quick reminder that my teaching here is linked in no way to my consultation and teaching roles anywhere around the country. My name is Mr. Giles. Let's get down to business. So let us first explain the vocabulary or the key concepts. With that mission statements, very simply put, it's why the business exists in the first place, often referred to as the reason why the business started. As businesses grow and become larger, their mission statements often inflate or change over time. But generically speaking, it's why that business exists in the first place. If we think about reasons why people start businesses, if you cast your mind back to maybe GCSE business, it's things like being your own boss, making money. But one of the core concepts was fulfilling a gap in the market. That's often where the mission statement comes from. There's usually some sort of gap that exists that this business is trying to fulfill. Then we look at corporate objectives. These are the big overarching goal that the business is trying to fulfill, is trying to complete every year. Usually, the corporate objective will be linked to the mission statement in some way, shape or form. So this is like the why, and then this is the what of it. The how is usually strategies and tactics. Now, there are loads of different corporate objectives. I've just given 5 on the board here. There are a few more that you might want to revise in your own time. They don't often come up. The most obvious one is profit maximization. And we have to consider the size of the business in this one. Larger businesses like private limited companies and public limited companies are probably going to be looking at profit maximization. Whereas smaller businesses like startups, maybe partnerships and sole traders are looking at survival. However, these corporate objectives can be impacted by the external environment. If you're a year 12 student watching this just because you're being diligent after your second or third lesson, then don't panic. We'll get onto that another time. If you're a year 13 student, you should hopefully understand the external environment and how it might have an impact on these things. We've then got growth, and growth can be, as we know, external or organic. And then we've got innovation or differentiation, which links to some of our theories, such as Porter's generic strategies or the Ansos matrix. And then social responsibility, often known as CSR, corporate social responsibility, or ethics, which, as we know, links to Elkington's triple bottom line and Carroll's pyramid. The thing to note here is, as we said before, each of these will be linked usually to a particular size of business. However, this is the secret sauce. This is the bit you really need to know. The corporate objective will significantly inform the strategies and tactics that the business is going to use. So if you're sitting in paper 3, for example, and you've got that lovely big case study and you come across the general objective of the business, then you come across their new strategy, which they're going to propose, and it's not in line with the objective, you've got a lovely evaluation point there. This happens a lot if you're in year 12. This happens a lot in your year 12 papers. You'll often find that there's a case study. The one that springs to mind is Adventure Camp, and the chap in Adventure Camp wants to grow their business, and one of the options is to grow their business. So it goes hand in hand. So it's a lovely bit of analysis and a further evaluation point. However, if the strategies being suggested don't meet the corporate objective, then it could be argued it's not a good idea, because the business is moving in one direction, and this generally informs the direction and then the employees and so on. And then the strategy will be something different. So a mission statement, why the business exists in the first place. These generally aren't kind of used too much in the exam. They're just a general concept. And then the corporate objectives, what that business is trying to achieve in the time frame of a year, 5 years. Thanks for watching. Any questions, put me in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.